morning, it's Lorna Wagner. I'm the Programme Manager for Careers and Outreach for Maritime UK, and I'm joined this morning by three industry representatives that are going to answer some questions that we've got that have been sent to us by job seekers. But maybe we could start off by introducing ourselves. Can I start with you, please?
Yeah, of course. My name is Adam, and I'm part of Viking Crew recruitment based in Dover and Portsmouth.
Fantastic, thank you.
My name is John, and I'm part of Blue Water, which is a super yacht company based in Antibes and Palma in the Med.
Hi everyone, my name is Stuart Newell. I'm the Senior HR Advisor for City Experiences, City Cruises UK.
Brilliant, thank you. So, first question, and if we start with you and work along, what's the best job in the maritime sector?
Best job. I mean, there's a lot of kind of all different categories to fall into, whether it be more kind of technical or hotel based. I think from my experience, kind of a lot of the hotel experiences are really, really great, especially in terms of kind of the yachting industry as well. Kind of, I'd probably say kind of chief housekeeper or senior, anything to do with housekeeping, more kind of one-to-one personalised jobs. It's a great way to meet people, a great way to explore and see the world from there. Also, a lot of the entertainment jobs on board are really, really great as well.
What about you?
I'd say it's probably in the super yacht sector, it's the chief engineer, because there's such a shortage of qualified engineers that it's virtually impossible for you to be unemployed. And yachts are at the cutting edge of technology very often, so it's also interesting.
I would say it would be more the hospitality sector in terms of being the front of house on board, whether that would be waiting staff, meeting guests, adding to their experience, and meeting those different people. So I would say that's interesting.
That's excellent, thank you. And can I ask each of you to tell us about what your own career pathway's been? What's brought you to this point now?
Yeah, definitely. So I started off whilst I was at university. My part-time job was actually to promote cruises for Cunard Cruise Lines. From there, I ended up working with Carnival Cruise Lines for 5.5 years. I started off as an entertainment staff and worked my way up to a cruise director position. And then obviously, like with coronavirus and the pandemic, I went more back on land rather than at sea, and now I've been working with Viking Crew, so obviously still within the maritime industry, and yeah, it's coming up to 10 years now in the maritime industry, and I love it. It's great. You meet people all over the world, and you get to travel to so many exciting places. So yeah, that's kind of my background in maritime industry.
Awesome. John?
Well, after university, I joined the Royal Navy. I spent my 20s in the Royal Navy, and then got involved in maritime training in my last job there, and then I carried that on when I left, and I've been running a maritime training school and a shipyard company ever since. So yeah, I've been involved in training for about 40 years now.
So I've been in human resources for the last 15 years. Quite lucky that it's transferable against sector. I was fortunate. I worked for City Cruises only for 6 months, and prior to that, I was based out of Long Beach, California, where I was the HR manager on the original Queen Mary ocean liner, which now serves as a hotel and function space. So I was there for 4 years, and that really gave me a good sense of a real passion for hospitality. That's how I'm here today now.
Brilliant. I thought we would each talk about a current vacancy or opportunity that we know about, perhaps explore that a little bit. So could we start with you?
Yeah, of course. So we work with kind of two core clients along with a number of different yachts within the industry as well. One of our core clients at the moment, they are actively seeking for chefs. So we're looking for kind of chefs of all different kind of backgrounds, especially whether you have had cruise experience or 5-star hotel or restaurant experience. No matter what it is, we want to hear from you for chefs. Also, in terms of housekeeping staff and waiting staff as well. We have quite a few current vacancies, but some upcoming vacancies as well. One of the new vessels of our clients is coming out, and yeah, we'll be actively looking for more people within the kind of the hotel industry on board. So yeah, we're really excited. But yeah, chefs is definitely the big one that we're looking for at the moment.
And it's just a question of looking up Viking Crew on the internet.
Yeah, absolutely. We have our website, Viking Crew. So if you type it in, you can see all the number of clients that we work with. We're also very active on social media as well. We have our own groups where we are constantly posting about new vacancies, upcoming vacancies. So you can follow us on Facebook and on LinkedIn at Viking Crew.
Excellent, thank you. And John?
Well, I agree with chefs. We need lots of chefs. We also need engineers. I think I might have mentioned that. And actually, if you've got any water sports experience, or you're, even if you've not actually been to sea before, if you've got experience driving boats, doing water sports, dinghies, jet skis, anything like that, we can use you because of the pandemic. The young crew didn't really come down to the Med very much last year or the year before. So there's a shortage across the whole sector. So you don't necessarily need to have been to sea, but if you've got water sport experience, that would be we could probably find somewhere for you.
For us, we are looking for guest experience assistants, and they can cover either our sightseeing cruises, but also based on our peers as well. These guest experience assistants are really the first port of call and really adding to that guest experience. So we're looking for people that have previous customer-focused experience where they're looking to gain on that knowledge. And we're better to work on the water, whether it be on the Thames with our London sites.
And for both of you, so it's just access through your website. So you would be City Cruises, or is it City Experiences?
Yeah, so ours will be. All our current opportunities are www.cityexperiences.com. And there's a careers page there.
And John?
It's bluewateryachting, one word, .com.
And obviously, the experts that we've got here are talking about the leisure industry, hospitality, and super yachts and so on. From my point of view, I've been told by port organisations they are desperately short of computer coders. There's so much automation going on in that industry that we're looking for programmers, computer science technicians, and so on. And also great shortage in technicians who want to work in and around wind farms. So if you're interested in those sorts of opportunities, the jobs are there for you. Right, odd question now, though, but a fun one. So what is the most unusual job role that you know about in the maritime sector, each of you? That other people might not even realise is a job.
Yeah. To be honest, I think the last job I had on board was probably the most unusual. As cruise director, it was a very kind of in-face kind of person informing guests of the latest information, but also my job was to party with guests and
Wow.
make them have a fun time. So it was organisation of kind of trivia parties, music themes, all different ones. It was a lot of fun. It was exhausting as well, but I absolutely loved it. But in terms of unusual jobs, there's, I think, jobs that people just don't really realise are actually out there. In particular, kind of like expedition trips, sometimes going to Alaska, to Antarctica, places that, normal big kind of cruise vessels don't normally get to travel to. We get a lot of kind of naturalists on board whose job is basically to explain all the different kind of the wildlife, the different kind of cultures of the areas that we get to go to. So there's definitely a lot more jobs than just, more than just kind of housekeeping or deck department. It kind of ranges so much. So there's definitely more within entertainment. There's definitely more within kind of coming on kind of seasonal periods for expedition trips. So I'd say, yeah, that's kind of the most unusual ones. But honestly, it's endless with unusual jobs. Yeah, pretty much.
John?
I'd say onboard scientist, because quite a lot of large yacht owners, quite a lot. There's an increasing trend that they make their yacht available to university scientific departments. So quite a lot of scientists get to go out on super yachts and carry out their research for a week or 2 weeks or a month. So, yeah.
Amazing.
Very interesting. I can only go back to my previous experience on the Queen Mary, and I'd probably say the most unusual job that I was probably exposed to was a ghost tour guide.
That's a good one.
And also a tour guide to talk about the history of the vessel, but then also to add this super
Were they famous ghosts?
They were famous ghosts. We're Winston Churchill, where he developed the D-Day plan, and there's a lot of other stories around it, historic aspects of it. So that's very
Yeah. And the two that I would probably say that I've heard since I've been in post is there's a company called HR Wallingford that builds scale-size models of port infrastructure and test every type of weather and water kind of occurrence on scale-size models, and then advise architects on how to change those models. So whilst there's that the cost for that is probably in the tens of thousands, but if they built something that didn't work, it would be in the millions.
Yeah.
And the other one is ship cyber security, which I didn't even realise was a thing. But you know, the more we go to autonomous vessels without people on board, the more you need to protect the person who's steering the ship from shore, and no one's hacking into that. Right, we haven't got very long now, so last little question, just quickly. Do you all employ graduates? Do you offer opportunities for graduates?
Absolutely. We have two programs that we use. Under Viking Crew, we have our Maritime Skills Academy, which is based in Dover. We also have our Chiltern Maritime Cadetships, which are based in Portsmouth. But yeah, we absolutely take on any kind of graduates, anyone who is keen to start their career at sea. We are always looking for people to get started from there.
Thank you. John?
We do employ graduates, quite a lot of them in the CPR sector, but actually, I would rather, being a graduate is not important. I'm quite happy to take non-graduates. People with good people skills are actually what we need.
Stuart?
we would welcome applications from graduates and non-graduates as well. A graduate training scheme we're looking to forthcoming.
Brilliant.
And we've got a question from Stuart Wilson. There seems to be a lot of apprenticeship programs, which is good for young people, but what opportunities are available for old people who want to get a first job in the industry?
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good question. So as well as the cadetships that we have in Portsmouth, the Maritime Skills Academy is catered for all ages, all experiences as well. So it's not just for young people or graduates, it is catering for everyone. So if you are keen and you have relevant experience to it, by all means, please do apply and have a look at our website, and you can see the kind of the criteria of what we look for. And if you meet that criteria, by all means, you can apply with the Maritime Skills Academy.
Brilliant. John?
I won't fib, it's not easy for somebody past the age of sort of 40 to 45 to find work in super yachts. The average age from captain right down to junior deckhand is actually about 34. So it's a young industry, which isn't good news if you're more mature in years like me. But nevertheless, it is possible. I would say if you've got a yacht master, go for a smaller yacht and work it that way. But that's there's no good answer to that one.
Stuart?
I would say at City Cruises we do have an apprenticeship program, and it's not specific to age. For example, we've had people that have joined us as a mate and then worked their way up to captain of various things.
And we were talking about one of them this morning, weren't we?
We absolutely were.
I think the thing I would say about apprenticeships, there is no upper age limit for an apprenticeship, and more employers are paying way above the minimum apprenticeship wage. So it's a way of you accessing a full-time job with your training funded, rather than it being exclusively something for 16 to 25-year-olds. So do look at apprenticeship vacancies, because they may come with a full wage. And I think we don't have any more questions, and we're almost out of time. So thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the virtual content. We're talking to you live from the HQS Wellington, and thank you for joining us. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.